This is Chris Pope with Deep Root Spiritual Ministries. So glad you could join me today. We're in Job, lesson number 12, God's mighty power. There's nobody like God. I mean, he's in a totally different league. I mean, it's kind of like big leaguers coming down to play a T-ball team. There's nothing close. I mean, he is so far beyond mankind and everything we do and everything we are. And again, God is speaking to Job and finally just nailing down. Well, let's shuck the corn here, Job. Let's get really serious with Elihu and with all of them. He's just coming down and saying, look, guys, this is real. This is who I am. I'm God. I'm not a man. I've look at what I've done and then talk to me. And it's just like, when God was on earth, Jesus Christ, and he said, look at the miracles that I do. I mean, you don't have to believe me, believe the evidence of what happens, because the evidence is the evidence. And God is creating the evidence here of whom he is and what he does and how he does things. Again, we're always in the New American Standard, edition 2020. Job chapter 38, verses 12 through 41. And it says this in 12 through 13. Have you, even your life, commanded the morning and made the dawn to stand in its place, so that you would take hold of the ends of the earth, so the wicked would be shaken off of it? Just the vastness of who God, what he's saying is the morning. Can you make the morning dawn? Can you make the evening occur? Can you get people to the edge of the earth and shake them off? I mean, I'm God. I'm not a man. The level that I'm at is up here. This is the level that I'm at, and this is where I am. And, when you talk to the who in Job, who is God? What is his character? What does he do? Can we do these things? Can we come close to doing these things? No. And it's beautiful that the God who spoke all this into existence and can do all these things wants to have conversations with us, enjoys walking with us, enjoys being with us, enjoys being with the angels that stayed in heaven, the saints that went on before us. He just enjoys things. He's God. There's no one like him. And it says in 14 and 15, and it is challenged like clay under the seal, and you stand like a garment, and their lights are withered from the wicked, and they are uplifted, and it's broken. It's challenged like clay under the seal, and like a garment, and the light is withheld from the wicked, and is lifted up from the broken arm. That there's no power. We're made of clay. We're made from the earth, and God breathed life into it, breathed his spirit into us, life, and gave us life, and gave us a choice, and gave us direction, and let us choose life or death. And do we choose life or death? Do we choose to be wicked or follow God? What do we choose? For it says that in 16 through 18, it says this: enter, you have entered. Have you entered the springs of the sea, or walked in the depths of the ocean? Have the gates of death been revealed to you? Have you seen the gates of the darkness? Have you understood the expanse of the earth? Tell me if you know this. When we go to the who with our hurts, our pain, with everything else, and he says, I've done all of this. I can handle you. I can handle your problems. I can handle what you're going. I can handle it. I'm God. I've spoke this world into existence. I am God. I am here. If I can do all of this, don't you think I can handle what's going on in your life and help you through it and be with you as God? then tell me if you've ever walked in the depths of the ocean. Even mankind today has never, we've sent drones down and stuff pretty low, pretty deep, but not that deep, I don't think, because we can't get there without it exploding. We can't do it. And we look unto God and we get angry with God and we tell God what's going on. And God's like, you haven't been there yet. You haven't even made it to those levels yet. The depth of who I am, the height of who I am. You're missing the point of who is God. I'm God. I'm here. And if you know so much, then tell me how it's done. Explain it to me. Tell me how I created something out of nothing. Explain it. And it says in 19 through 21, it says this, where's the way of the dwelling of the lights and the darkness and its place, that you would take from its territory and discern its paths from its home? And you know from which it's born then, and the number of days are great. So can you even talk about the lights, the light itself that God has created, and the sun and the moon and the star, the reflection of the moon from the sun and the stars, how light is generated in and of itself? Can we explain it? Yes, even today we can talk about it, but we can't create it. We can harness it, and we can take what God has made and flow with it. Yes, I can turn on a light switch and light appears. There's a lot to that light switch. There's a lot to that power grid. There's a lot to that. And yet I'm using what God has already made for the purposes of achieving the goals which I have. But I didn't create them in the nth degree. I didn't create the molecular structure that makes it. I didn't do that. I didn't combine those things together. I haven't done all these things. Only God can do all these things. Only God can do it, and man cannot. So just understand who God is. And so it says, have you entered the storehouses of the snow? Have you seen the storehouses of the hail, which have reserved for a time of distress, in the day of war, in the day of battle, in the way of lights that are divided, in the east winds that are scattered upon the earth? Can you even put weather in your hand and decide how it's supposed to move about on the earth, and how it's supposed to work, and how the snow is formed and its layers as it comes down and it goes up, and in the air, the way it does it? How can you do this? And man will say, no, I can't achieve this. I can't do these things upon the earth. I can't divide these things. I can't divide the light. I can't scatter the winds of the earth. I can't do those things. And then he says in verse 25 through 27, who has split open the channel for the flood and for the way of the thunderbolt? Who brings the rain from the land without people, or a desert without a person in it, and satisfies the waste in the desolate land, and makes the seed of grass sprout? Can you make the seed sprout? Do you understand the design of God, that the seed dies basically, and then when water and heat hits it in the soil and it sprouts, and God designed all of that? And man can plant the seed, he can water it, but God makes it grow. So did you do that? And we keep on having to say, no, God, we didn't do that. Our answer is no. We're not in your league. We're nowhere close. And 28 and 30 says this, does the rain have a father? Has it been fathered from the drops of the dew? From whose womb did the ice form, or the frost of heaven? Or who gives birth? Does the water come hard? Water comes hard like stone, and the surf of the deep is imprisoned? Who has done all these things? Who has set it? Who has designed this and engineered it from nothingness to what it is? That blows my mind. And no, I have not. No, no one that I know has achieved such things. Only God. Only God can create a periodic table, can make the laws of physics, and to make as we study in science, all the different things he does in such complexity beyond even our imaginations. I mean, even our imaginations, we don't imagine it to that level. It's amazing. Verse 31 to 34 says this: can you chain up the fantasies or the cords of Orion? Can you hold the constellations in season and the bear with its satellite, with her satellites? You know, the ordinances of heaven are established the rule over the earth. So did you put the stars in their places? Did you make it the cosmos complete and each galaxy and each thing here and how it works and how it ordinates itself with each thing and the planets, they're all different sizes. Wow. And the sun and how it burns and it's not burned up and how all these things occur. Look at the stars. You didn't place them there. We've not even had anything reach the stars out there yet. We see them in telescopes, but we can't reach them. We've not achieved that yet. And yet we say to God, there is no God. Mankind speaks it, though many do not, because many say, beyond us, there's God, there's no other. There's no one like him. He's in a different league. 34 through 35, can you raise your voice to the clouds and the abundance of water cover you? Can you send flashes of lightning so that they may go here? Where are they? Where are you? What do you have to say about that? Can you do all of that? And the answer is no, Lord, I can't do those things. I have not that power. And it's helping us set us in our place to realize who God is and who we are. And the beauty of who he is, where we are, where we need to stay in our lane and know our lane. He even goes deeper into us. He says in 36 through 38, who has put wisdom in the innermost being and given understanding to the mind? Who can count the clouds of wisdom and pour out the water jars of heaven and take the dust and harden it into mass where it clods together the way it does? It binds together. And again, I'm a kid. You know, I was a kid. I love Georgia Clay, and it's amazing how to clot together and it'll make little balls with it. And it just, how it binds. Again, amazing. How even wisdom within the mind that we're given and understanding to the mind. And we can't even count it. The depth of understanding that the human body and the complexity of the human body is just off the charts. How it's made, how it's designed, how its intent is so amazing. How can we counsel God then? How can we tell God what to do? We are the T-ball team facing the big leaguers, and we're not in their league. We're nowhere close. We didn't know our space, our age group, who we are, and know that God is so far beyond any. See, I can't really describe him because there's nothing close to him. There's no level, like it's above all other levels. And finally, it says, 39 through 41, it says, can you hunt the prey for the lioness or satisfy the appetite of the young lions? Can you crouch in their hiding places or lie in wait in their lair? Who prepares food for the ravens and for the young who cry to God and wonder about for food? Who provides for them? Who takes care of them? Who takes care of the lion and the raven and all the animals of the earth. God is always dealing with that. We're not. We see the exception when they get out of their habitat and they get lost and they die or something happens, disease. But when they're in their habitat, when they stay in their world and without man's effect on it, they're able to thrive and survive because God provides for all of them. And we get so hung up in telling God how to do things, and God's got this. And again, with this, we need to go into depth of trusting God no matter what, for him to lead and guide and direct. Remember, God loves you, loves all of us so supremely. He is God above all things. This is Chris Pope. God bless.